Hi, I'm Janelle,
And I'm Malik.
and welcome to Coffee Side Chats.
Yep. All right. So, what are you drinking today?
So I finally got to open my Pete's coffee that we talked about last time. It's a medium roast, which I actually really like this one. I'm super excited about it. It's a tiny bit old because I drink coffee very slowly and infrequently, but it's called Cafe Domingo, and
Okay.
it has a nutty, broad-bodied medium roast perfection. That sentence was not grammatically correct, but it's okay. What do
I
you drink?
love how I love how they put those descriptions on the coffee. I am drinking the Jamaican blend from Sprouts. There are whole beans that they have there. It tastes pretty good. It's a medium roast. Typically I'm not a super big fan of medium roast, but this one's pretty good.
Pretty good. What a good qualifier.
That's as good as it gets for things sometimes with me.
So today we're not talking about coffee, we're talking about food.
Yes,
Mostly just
food.
preparing food, right?
A little bit of everything, I think. It just depends on how it goes, I don't want to be too rigid on the topics.
Right. But if we talk about food, we could be here all day.
Yeah, so we'll try to keep it relatively brief.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not a huge foodie. I'm pretty laid back about food in general, but I've got my favorite foods. They're really general in that sense too, though, because I just don't care. Um, Basically, my diet consists of granola bars, avocados, and bell peppers, and sometimes Little Caesars pizza, and sometimes apples and oranges. That's about as much variety as I get.
Well, at least the bell peppers are probably stuffed, right? You do stuffed bell peppers or just
Oh,
bell peppers?
bell peppers.
Oh well.
Sometimes though I make not very often, but sometimes I make super tacos or omelets. I don't make omelets as much as I used to. Sometimes I do that, not very often,
Yeah.
but sometimes. What
Well,
about you? What are your favorites?
I'm a little bit have a broader taste. Really, I know as cliche as it is, I love pizza. I'm really
Yeah.
not picky about where it comes from, but I love pizza. I'm not, a hard line one way or another on that one.
Like you
Pasta,
appreciate good quality pizza, but if
yeah,
somebody brings you like not super great quality pizza, you're still excited because it's pizza.
yeah, I'm still gonna eat it. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna deny that one. Um, Pasta dishes, especially things with Alfredo noodles, or
Mm.
yeah, Alfredo.
Wait, isn't Alfredo a sauce?
It is the sauce. It is fettuccine noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah, or linguine noodles. They're very similar um, in taste. Uh,
Mhm.
I put, as you see, I put swine in here. So bacon, pork chops, spare ribs, yeah, swine is pretty much an all around for me.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, I know it's super greasy and a little bit unhealthy, but I still love it.
Pork is like my least favorite meat. On the rankings of all meats that are generally consumed in the United States, pork is at the bottom.
I understand that for some people, but I love my pork.
Mhm.
Burgers, obviously. Um, Several years ago, I had my first really good burger, not fast food burger with a fried egg on it, and it changed my life. So
What was
now,
that?
where was it? It was in,
It changed your life and you don't remember?
no, I just remember eating the burger, and I'm like, this is so good. And I remember it's Hop Dotty. That's where it was. The first place I had one.
Oh, Hop Daddy.
Yep. And then I breakfast food,
Mm.
pancakes, eggs, sausage, toast, rolls, biscuits, anything they can be put in a breakfast. I'm typically down for it. I eat breakfast for dinner like a thing, breakfast for lunch. That's also a thing. Just whatever. I will eat two breakfasts in a day and it won't matter to me at all. So,
I can 100% get on board with you on that. I always forget about breakfast because I just eat breakfast all day. Like there is no delineation between what is breakfast food for me, because that's just all my food.
Which is completely reasonable. Completely.
Okay, because it's yummy.
And as far as
Go
well,
ahead.
as far as least favorite foods go, what's on your list?
So there's a running joke in our friend group, yours and mine, that spaghetti is my least favorite, which is true. It is my least favorite because growing up, it felt like we had spaghetti every single week, and I hated it. And I love you, Mom. You are my favorite human in the world, but your spaghetti is not amazing. And I love you dearly, but I don't love your spaghetti. And I still don't like spaghetti. I have yet to just choose to eat spaghetti because I want to.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. It sounds like you were the same way I am about bananas. Bananas are very high on my list of I really, really, really don't like this. Mainly because I was forced to eat banana splits when I was younger,
What?
and
You were
I
forced
hate
to
it.
eat banana splits?
Well, everyone else in the family likes banana splits, so everyone would always make banana splits, right? And like when you're given one, oh, here you go. I'm like, "Ugh, I hate this. No bananas for me. Definitely low on the list. Squash, zucchini, and okra. All of those no goes. Like
You,
they're
even
slimy. They bother me.
a terrible person. Okay,
Yeah.
I forgot about this one. I generally don't like nuts, but I really, really, really dislike uh what was I gonna say? Pecans and walnuts. But yeah, those are my least favorite foods. I just really don't like nuts. Really, really don't like spaghetti. I hated stuffed bell peppers for a long time. So I thought I didn't like bell peppers at all. And then I had bell peppers by themselves. I was like, nope, I just don't like stuffed bell peppers. Now we'll eat them, but
Yeah, that makes sense.
so your mm, I feel like your food tastes are a lot pickier than mine. But I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we have fairly similar tastes in restaurants.
Yes, I think that's pretty true. Like I have a couple of favorite restaurant types, like I like diners
Mm.
and burger joints. Like those are like my two type of favorite places to go to. Like diner wise, there's a place in Austin called Kirby Lane, and there's a place that's actually in San Antonio that's not that far called Magnolia Pancake House. They're both like all day long, you can get breakfast whenever you go in kind of places, and I love it.
Is Magnolia not also in Austin?
I don't know. I didn't notice one in
Isn't
Austin.
there another
There
another
there is
cake
there is
diner?
a Magnolia Cafe in Austin. It's like the Kirby Lane rival, but I think it's kind of trash. So
They're not related.
no, thank
Okay,
goodness.
I liked Magnolia Cafe in Austin, but I only went once, and I was starving, and somebody brought me food, and I was really happy.
Yeah, that might have had something to do with it.
May have given me a bias, but I liked it when I went. Yeah, on diners, I'm gonna jump in here. There's I don't know if you've been yet. Lulu's Bakery, not cafe. Lulu's Bakery in San Antonio by San Antonio College. It's like 3 blocks down from the college, maybe not even, and that's where I went to community college. And I would go there all the time, and it was my favorite thing because I would feel like I was in some classic old movie, and I would sit down at the counter, and I'd have my student newspaper with me, and so I'd sit and I'd read my paper, and I'd get a bowl of soup and a cup of coffee, and I was like, this is just my favorite thing in the whole world. And they make 5-pound cinnamon rolls. Great. Highly recommend. You should go. I haven't been to
Now,
diners here though, because I've
yeah, I'm gonna have to go to this place. It sounds great.
favorite thing in the world. And it's 24 hours, which is like my number one addiction. Anything open 24 hours is golden in my book.
Yep, I feel exactly the same way. And then I have my two burger joints. Hop Dottie is spreading everywhere. There's some in San Antonio, Dallas. There's a couple in Austin and Twisted Root. Twisted Roots don't tend to last a lot of places I've lived very long, but they're very good. They have burgers where you can get more like exotic meat. I know at one point they deer is like a normal kind of quote unquote exotic meat. Um, but they've had bison, and they always try to have something different on the menu when you go. So I do like that kind of thing. And their custard is really good.
Okay, I was asking someone about Twisted Root the other day. I was like, why does this name sound familiar? That sounds like it's an existing brand of some kind. And whoever I was talking to had no idea what was going on. But that's what it is. It's a burger place.
Yes, burgers.
I'm so relieved that I'm not crazy and was not making up brand names, although that's a really good brand name.
Yeah, and they do their own root beer, obviously.
Ah, neat. Where are they based?
I believe they're based in Dallas, the DFW area. They just have tried to expand to other places. Yeah.
In Hot Dotties, Austin.
Yep.
Okay. Mine are more, my favorite places are more generic, but also really oddly specific. Whataburger, which is a Texas classic. Chick-fil-A, just golden. Cannot go wrong with Chick-fil-A. Those are my favorite things. And as soon as I go back to Texas, every time I'm like, as long as I'm here, I have to get at least one of those two. If I can get both of them, we're golden. And in Seguin, there's a taco place that has so many good memories, and they have the best tacos. It's Alex's Tacos, and it's like way off the side in this old house. It looks like there's a tiny little house where it used to be, and then they built a bigger building next to it that still looks like a really weird house.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a truck that they take. They've grown so much, but they're still very tiny little Seguin taco place. P. Terry's in Austin, which is super great, super cheap, better than any other cheap burger places.
True.
And then I've got my kind of, I think some people think they're weird, but I really like them. Arpeggio Grill in Austin. I've been there like 6 times, which I don't go anywhere 6 times.
That's fair.
Arpeggio Grill, it's so good. I don't know what they technically classify themselves as, but it's something Mediterranean. And then Pasha's in San Antonio, which I've told you about, and I don't think you've been.
No, I haven't been yet, but I did remember it is on the list, a very long, growing list of places I need to visit in San Antonio.
Push this one to the top because I've been telling you about it for like 10 months.
I know. Okay, it'll be at the top. So next time I go out to eat, we'll go there.
It's so good. They bring out naan, and it takes up this huge like 12, 13, 14, 15-inch plate. And you just rip it off, and that's what you eat. And then they bring you another one, and it's fresh, and it's warm, and it's so yummy. It's so good. It's my favorite place. I don't really have any favorite places in Oregon yet. We've been going to one. It's a Prohibition bar in Eugene. That's good, but I only have had like one thing to eat there, so I don't think I can put it on the list of favorites. Everywhere else, I've only been once.
Yeah, Posh. Yeah, I gotta go. Man, I'm definitely gonna go. I'm gonna go. I promise.
You should go see. I'm so excited about it. Well, we haven't really talked about cooking at all. We just talked about what we like to eat, which for me, I forget to eat all the time because I'm dumb and I don't really, I get
You don't
judged
think about it.
eat, but I just don't care. It's not
Yeah.
intentional. I'm not trying to starve myself. I just don't enjoy food.
Yeah, I can see that. I have a couple other friends that actually just eat when they are essentially forced to eat, or or suddenly realize they haven't eaten in several hours, or a day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
So
you like, I also don't like to cook, but you really like to cook.
I like to cook most of the time. Like there are times where I really have no desire to even get off the couch to go bother to do something in the kitchen, because typically when I cook something, it's kind of involved. So I don't always want to put in that effort. But when I cook, typically I like to cook for my friends, for people. So it's one of those interesting things where if I have even a small gathering with, 5 to 7 people, I will cook something. I am usually more than one thing, because I feel like you can't have people over without having food available for them to eat. It's a thing. I don't know why, but I feel like it's exactly what you should be doing. So I do have a few things I do like to cook. Traditional lasagna, I love that. Love making that. I've done a lot of those. Like to do as big a dish as I can that I can fit in the oven. Because typically I will eat half of it, so there has to be some for other people to eat. So there's that. There, I found a recipe for lasagna pull-aparts where instead of using like ground beef like you would normally do, you would use chicken and broccoli and basically make um, rolls, lasagna rolls with the noodles, and then you bake it, and it's just like a pull-apart thing like bread, but it's lasagna with stuff with chicken and cheese, which is delicious.
Mm. I've
Uh,
heard you talk about that a bunch of times, but I've never had it. And I'm very jealous because I know that you've made it with Keelan somehow.
yeah,
Well, oh, we should have had Keelan guest on this one. Keelan would have liked to be on this.
yeah, he does like to cook too.
Yeah, he likes
We'll
to
get
cook.
him next time.
Isn't that kind of how you guys, not how you became friends, but like one of the things you guys do together is you cook?
It is a thing. One of us basically when the other one visits, the person who's hosting cooks. It's just how it is.
Which I think is very polite, but you guys get really into it.
Okay, a little bit. It's not like we'll plan it out, weeks and weeks in advance or anything like
Well,
that. That's never happens at all.
oh, never. Not like, what was it? With the lasagna pull aparts, you did that.
Yeah, and the one thing that really did get that friendship going is pork ribs. We both have basically had a cooking competition when it comes to this. Every time one of us is trying a new sauce or a new rub or whatever we're coming up with, we've I finally got around to making my sauce from scratch for my barbecue sauce. So that was a whole adventure all on its own. We spent several weeks trying different sauces for different types of ribs. So that was a thing too. Yep. And then pulled pork, which is probably the most involved because there's a lot of marinating and basting, and there's a lot of effort, and you have to really watch it. And it's the slowest cooking of all the things I do, so I have to be very careful about that. But I do like pulled pork a lot. I haven't had that in a while though, so I'll need to make some soon. Although I tend to make like I do most things in large quantities. So I have to have people who are willing to eat it with me because I can't eat the whole thing by myself.
Yeah, when I first started cooking for myself, I realized very quickly I do not know how to cook for one person. It's so difficult. You
Yes,
either end up
it's
eating a ton or saving everything, and then it goes bad.
yep,
Yeah, that was
exactly.
super difficult to learn. I'm still learning.
It's pretty tough, especially like like myself. You have a big family, so you're used to a lot of food being cooked. So I learned to cook from
Yeah.
my mother, who would make food for the whole family for all the holiday meals and everything. So I've only really seen it for a very long time for with large amounts of people, and I even would cook for my roommates when I first moved off campus in college. So that was at least four people if friends weren't coming over. So it was a thing.
You are a very good host when friends come over and you do always have good food. I feel like you never just buy a pizza. You always have this large spread of these are the million and four things we're gonna eat. You're
Yeah,
really good
and
at cooking for a lot of
and there
people.
probably will be pizza considering, but there will also be a lot of other things.
Yeah. I like your food. You make good food.
Thank you.
I am trying to learn to cook more. I'm a terrible cook, as you know. I'm such a bad cook. But I'll eat whatever because I'm so not picky. So even if it's not good, like yesterday I made this really, really salty soup on accident because I just wasn't paying attention to how much salt I put in.
Hmm.
It was really, 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 really salty. But I ate it anyway. I think I dumped out the last of the broth at the very end, but
That
it was
was probably
like
a good
that.
idea.
And I ate all of it. But for Christmas and around Christmas time, I got to cookbooks because I never know what to make. So I just make the same things over and over again. So I make tacos and quesadillas and grilled cheese and omelets and toast.
Which all are good things, but it just takes practice. I mean, the first thing I ever cooked turned out to be an absolute travesty, and
Is that the correct
it's
use of that word?
hmm.
I said, is that the correct use of that word?
Yes, absolutely. You can. It's one of the things where it's a thing in my family that we talk about how bad it was. Partially because I didn't want to cook, and also I just wasn't paying attention. So you can really ruin things when you don't do that. So the things that my friends get to eat have gone through some iterations over time. So most of the time, y'all don't get to experience the mistakes in the middle. I don't have too many
It was a mistake.
anymore.
I
Yes.
made, what did I make the other day? I don't know. If I make a mistake, then I just don't make it again because I didn't like it, and it's not worth it to me to figure out how to make it so that I like it. So I just keep making things that are bad. Also, tangent, travesty, the definition, because people use it wrong all the time. According to Google, a false, absurd, or distorted representation of something. Did you use that word right?
Yes. It was absolutely used right in that context. So
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
pretty bad.
it's so stressful.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where like I said, learning, watching other people cook, my mom, my uncles, my aunts, like you just try stuff and you just hope it works. And sometimes it won't. And if you like the food, you'll try to, like the dish, you'll try to make it again. If not, you kind of just burn it down and never go that way again. So just
That's a
depends.
waste of food.
Yeah, but you have to keep trying. That's the one big lesson I learned.
Well,
Keep
that's what
trying, it'll
cookbooks.
eventually work out.
So I'm gonna keep working on it. That's why I got the cookbooks. 2 of them. I just need to start going through them because I think I've opened them 3 times each and have not made anything from either.
Well, I look forward to experiencing this journey with you. We'll see how it ends up going.
I will definitely include you in that journey.
Thank you for listening today. If you would like to provide any feedback, we are at Coffeeside Chat on Twitter and Facebook, or you can email us at coffeesidepodcast@gmail.com. Thanks.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.